Hello, this is my second time recording this video because the first time the video got corrupted after I mixed down the audio and did all the fun stuff with it. So, yay. So, hopefully this one works out. So we're going to do our best here for you. I had previously recorded another instructional video on how to play cone to cone, Coney Island cone to cone. It has been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. Bone to Bone, Coney Island Whitefish Boy, off the fantastic Aerosmith Night in the Ruts album, which is my favorite Aerosmith album. And I believe it's Steven Tyler's favorite Aerosmith album too, so got that going for me. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the basic riffs. I had recorded this before, and a wonderful gentleman named Bassist Bob told me that I was going to the B note when I should have been going to the A note. And son of a gun, he was right. And I went back and listened and said, okay, yep. So I put a little note on that video and said, yeah, and where I say go to the B, go to the A. But then I thought, you know, I'm just going to make a new video. So I went back and I listened to the song, and then I put it at half speed and really figured out a couple little things going on that I had wrong then too. So I'm going to re-record this with the correct notes, or at least what I perceive to be the correct notes. I still might be wrong. I'm willing to accept that. So if you notice something in that I'm playing incorrectly that needs to be corrected, I guess we'll record this again then, won't we? But this is, to the best of my knowledge, how to play Bone to Bone, Coney Island Whitefish Boy by Aerosmith. So the opening riff. Oh, by the way, when you slow this down on YouTube, because what I ended up doing was slowing it down to half speed, it becomes a kind of gothy, draggy song, and it's kind of funny to play along with that, because and it's really unusual. And so that's why I'm a little jealous of the kids of today, because when I learned this song, which must have been 83, 84, we didn't have the technology available to us like YouTube to slow this down half speed. I think we had players that we could do it, and they were expensive, and it just wasn't something that I did. So I just, learned it by ear and messed around, and my ear wasn't very good. And then came the internet and tablature, and somebody really made some bad tab, and everybody copied it. So if you look up the tablature onto this, it is completely wrong. But good effort. Kudos for trying. But this should be the most accurate version out there. And if not, it'd be really cool if Joe Perry or Brad Whitford came, or even Rick Dufay and Jimmy Crespo came along and said, well, you're doing it wrong. So we'll see what happens. Enough of me yapping. Here we go. First note is on the 5th fret on the G string, and you want to give it a little. That's just the way I always play it. I like to wiggle my strings a little bit. That's what she said. I like to wiggle my strings a little bit, and that's how I start out. So that's just 3 notes following that opening note. So you're pulling off that 7th to 5th, and then you're playing the 7th fret on the A string. So pretty basic. And then for the next part of the riff, you start at the 5th fret on the D string. And previously I had thought that this followed the same pattern as the opening part of the riff, but that is not true. There's actually 4 notes being played, and I only discovered that when I slowed it down halfway. So it comes in with that. And then it just does a triplet going down and then to the open note. And you could play it, you could fret it. I prefer to just hammer off to the open note. So it's very fast. And then it goes to the C note on the 5th string. So I'll go C, A, E. And then you play a G5, G sharp 5, and A5. Just your basic power chord. 2 notes. You can throw a third if you want. I never have. Whoops. So that's that one. And then it goes into the verse riff, which is a very simple riff, all done in the box. So just, you know, between your 5th string and your 4th string. And I'm hitting kind of a muted open A just for an and. So you are hitting that open A. Then they'll go back into that opening riff one time. And they'll go back into the verse riff. And then when they're playing that through the verse, then they go into the open riff again twice. And then they go back into the verse. And I think that's where the solo comes in. I can't remember the exact order of the song off the top of my head. But anyway, the beginning of the solo, he's playing that verse riff. Then that's when they change it up and they'll hit an open E or an open A with some triplets. And they only hit that open note at the beginning of the riff. So. I believe they play that through 4 times. And then they drop it down, so you begin with the open E. I might have added a couple notes in there by accident. So, because I'm not listening to the song as I'm playing it. As I'm playing it, I'm a little more accurate on it. They go back up again to the open A. Then back down again. And then as they exit the solo, they go back into the opening riff where Steven's yelling, "Coney!" So that goes on a couple times, and then they'll take it a step up, and this is where it gets a little discombobulated for me, because then I got to change how I'm thinking, because instead of pulling off to that open note after the triplet, they actually have to go to the B. So you could go down if you're that fast. I am not that fast. And they go 4, 5, 6, 7. Just walk it up. Now that's the only note that I might be confused about, where he might, instead of going to that open E, go to the... I'm going to have to go back and listen to that. So that might be the one mistake I'm making. And there you go. So I'm going to play along with the song and just kind of at full speed and go with it from there. If you got any questions on what I'm playing, any comments, anything I'm playing wrong, let me know. So let's turn on Mr. YouTube and see what he has to say about this. Yeah, so that that last part of that riff is just a D to an A. I like to play it with the cowboy chords. I'm doing an up pick on that E minor and muting the open G. Now, knowing Aerosmith the way that they do things, they probably, somebody did play the power chords and somebody did play the cowboy chords. So I know I screwed up a couple of things in the song. I was overthinking it because the recorder was on. It's the Red Light Blues. So that's the basics. Thanks a lot for watching.